Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sergeant Alex here, and today I am bringing you some more Realmcraft. As you can see, I already started on it. It's another 16 by 16 because this is the whole block theme. And the first thing I'm going to say is, sadly, by the time I get ready to record another Realmcraft episode, Season 1 will have ended. There might be a little mini episode. I'm not sure how long the server itself has before it gets reset, but more on that. I do want to do a little tour on the furnace. I've finished it for the most part. I'm not going to go any further on Realmcraft with the server ending, but I did have this already recorded, and it's a furnace block, if you couldn't tell by the one in the center there, to match my crafting bench perfectly. And to start off 16 by 16, I did, I think that's the gray concrete for the entire border there, so all sides, all corners and stuff were done in that. The bottom layer I did stone, just to kind of build it up, the walls and stuff. And then I did a layer of the, I want to say it's the polished stone is what it's called. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Pretty much when you take stone, put it through a furnace again now. And then the top half, which I got that little broken stone effect there nicely, but it could be done better. I don't play around with my shades of gray that often. I'm more comfortable with the woods and stuff in the game, and having a more natural feeling than stone, which is something I'm trying to work on, expanding my building palette and whatnot. But jumping on to the next section right now-ish, any second, there we go. We can have see what the name of the brick is, smooth stone, so a layer of smooth stone around the top, and then just popping out the front, which I bordered the front of the furnace with polished andesite, just to kind of break it up a little bit. The bottom of the furnace for the final product you won't see in this video, but when I do a little final tour of the Realmcraft, I did out of stained glass. I did yellow, orange, and red to kind of make the fire at the bottom, and then at the top I just did some iron bars to close it off so I didn't accidentally fall off the build or something. But as you can see, I'm popping that in right now, and again, I'm just looking pixel by pixel at the block, try and figure things out, and doing the best I can to make it an actual mega block, I think would be the appropriate name. It's a life-size representation of it in Minecraft. So the two little front openings in there, the bottom one is a little bit bigger than the top, so both of them are a little different, but as you can see there, you can just kind of come out the black spots there. And I'm just doing that pixel by pixel. And the idea for this furnace was actually to make a super smelter. I dug down into the ground a little bit and made 3 layers. We're actually standing on the little divider between layer 1 and 2. 1 being the top, 2 being the middle, 3 being the basement. So top layer 1, was actually a kelp farm that went out the back a little bit, and there was another one going down the center. I kind of wanted to fit as many in there as I could so I could just maximize kelp production. Layer 2 was where the kelp was actually turned into a fuel source. It was semi-automatic. You were going to need to stand at the end there and craft them by hand and supply the fuel into the smelters themselves. But seeing as it's just kelp blocks, that worked out perfectly. And then the byproduct from that little smelter there could be loaded in on that level to go into level 3, which would have been the super smelter. My goal was to take, 32, or I didn't decide if I wanted to do 2 smelters of 16 or 1 smelter of 32, and kind of make a super smelter to do my large melting needs. I could make a smaller smelter with just your basic hoppers to do iron and ores and stuff, since there's not a lot for that. But now is the part where it gets a little bit jumpy because there's just little bits and pieces here. With this one being the wall, I'm going to show the wall there. I do stop for a second and place the furnace and actually talk about it, but I'm not happy with the final layout. I definitely would do more tweaking, make it look a little bit more, look nicely, but again, I'm trying to go replica for the block there, so maybe that little stone in the center have one piece popping out of the top there instead. But onto the roof, which again I felt was interesting. Seeing I'm using gray concrete powder to just get a little bit difference from the corners, because the corners seem a little bit darker than the actual broken stone texture itself, I used a string. I used placing it in random spots. It pretty much snakes the entirety of that little layer there, and I just placed my concrete powder on top of that, and I haven't had any issues with loading in and out of the realm, having it break or glitch or anything like that. So I can jump and scream and shout and let it all out on top of that little piece of sand there. Well, concrete powder, but it looks like sand, just different color. And here's a little bit of a time lapse where I sped the roof up a lot. So I'm hoping I don't have any little random bits where I have to go crafting, but it's bound to happen. And I'm just going back and forth, copying and pasting what I can see, my best representation of it. And I think I'm going to jump to the final product in a little bit. I do want to talk about Realmcraft Season 2. Realmcraft Season 2 is coming up. I accidentally got really involved with Realmcraft. So far, there's not a lot of people on there, but it is fun. I became the manager of the Discord server, so hopefully I get accepted for Season 2. Everybody had to reapply, so I put my application in. I'm still waiting back. The person that runs it, Boss22532, I want to say the name is. Definitely check down below for information on that. He runs Realmcraft. It's his server and everything. And I'm on a completely separate time zone. I'm over here in Eastern Standard Time. It is 1 o'clock here, and I have no idea what the time zone his is, but it's roughly, I'm guessing, morning time for him. It's PM, so I'm thinking about having some lunch right now. But I'm thinking boss is sleeping. Maybe gonna have some eggs and bacon when he wakes up in a little bit. But a little bit of a time lapse there, but well, time lag. I think would be a more appropriate term. So we do work pretty well, but I've enjoyed Realmcraft Season 1. I definitely want to do 2. From what the general chatter is between everybody, we're going to have islands, our own individual island. So I'm hoping there's a few on the map there. We haven't figured out how everybody's getting it. If it's going to be, we draw straws and then pick in that order, or if it's just going to be randomly assigned. But there are a few islands that look nice and interesting. There are 2 islands close to each other that have some interesting biomes. I cheated. I pulled up the map. I'm looking on by myself. But there's also one that I just had my heart set out. It looks nice and unique, and I want to do a nice little town. Maybe build a nice castle on there, and have something fun to do with that. A nice big fancy build that I just keep adding off of. The current idea I'm running with is making a circle and having like some walls and some towers on that, doing like a north tower, south tower and stuff, and having those towers be the main part of the base, building a nice big beautiful wall around that. And I don't mean a little wall, I mean I want these walls 30 blocks tall, because I'm going to be adding off of them. But in the center of the circle, dig straight down to bedrock, and I could do something neat about that. Maybe have different layers, and have different farming layers and stuff, and have everything just collect in the center, making that circle a giant, mega, super awesome storage system of doom. I wonder how I've been watching on YouTube lately. Nevertheless, that's pretty much it for the roof. It's kind of just me going back and forth looking at the furnace and figuring out where stuff gets placed. So I'm just going to skip all that, and we'll jump on to the next bit, which is pretty much me texturing it. I decided to come back with the bottom part in regular andesite, not the polished version, and just place that in here and there, blotch it all around, just to give it a little bit of a texture. I didn't want something that was going to look too Jurassic, so regular andesite is semi-close to stone. From a distance, it looks the same, but close up, you can tell there's something different. And I already went in and put the top window in there. And that's pretty much it. We're actually at the part where I'm hoping this is where I just walk around and look. Honestly, it's been a month since I recorded. I'm getting back to the swing of YouTubes after my brief little vacation. Work got super, super hectic. We actually broke some Christmas catering records, and I think I cooked another ton of butternut squash. I didn't talk about it first, but Thanksgiving time catering orders, I literally cooked a ton of butternut squash. I'm not meaning a ton as in a lot, I'm meaning a ton as in 1,000 pounds. I didn't even know that much butternut squash could exist in one plane of existence, but just catering orders and we made some extra just to sell for people that did make orders, but a lot of butternut squash. It was a maple pecan butternut squash recipe. It's a little mashed butternut squash, nice little maple sweetness, a whole lot of butter, and various other things. So, yeah, I for some reason I don't want to eat butternut squash. I don't know why. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the little furnace block in the background. I definitely had some important things to talk about Realmcraft. If you're interested in Realmcraft, you can definitely join the Discord. You can apply, just talk to the people on Realmcraft, myself included. And other than that, I hope you have a nice day. Don't forget to like, comment, all that happy stuff. I love reading comments. And subscribe, because I always have more content coming on the way. I have a few other videos that I need to finish editing and uploading, such as Doom Chicken, which is probably coming up with or before this video. And then I'm thinking of doing a couple free builds, just get back to the beginnings, looking at a picture and just building it in a little chunk or something. But we'll see in the future. So this is Sergeant Alex, and I hope you have a nice day.